All right, good morning, good morning. Let's do a quick audio check here, see what it's sounding like. Looks like it should be good, but let's check. I'll be right back. All right, we got the chart set up. Let's kind of see what we're looking like this morning. We have any gap to speak of or anything like that. Let's just look and see what we got this morning. Looks like today, let's see, 44.58 to 44.64 is going to be support on the ES. If the bulls can't hold there, then we're going to be in trouble. Where's this thing opening up at this morning? Looks like we're at 44.70. Get above that 44.80 level, probably can start a push up there. So basically, you need to get above VWAP to get going on the ES there to kind of start getting a push up. We do got FOMC minutes today at 2 p.m. So we'll kind of see. We're going to be a bit conservative this morning. If you don't follow me during the London session, I do stream the London session as well. So I was up $800 in this Apex account here. As you can see, the one right here on the right. So we're up $800 in that one. So I don't know if we'll take any trades in it today. And then I was up $300 on my Top Step account. So $1,100 in London. Can kind of, well, we got a few minutes here. We'll show you the trade. Wasn't completely happy with how the trade went. But what we did here, you can see we had a market structure shift to the upside. This high. Took out this high. Took out this high. And took out this high. So I broke 3 swing highs here. So it's bullish. We have a bullish breaker block here. And there was a imbalance, a volume imbalance right here, which is a gap between the top of this candle here and a gap between the top and the bottom of this candle. So I was thinking I would put my entry here at 97 and a quarter, 15,297 and a quarter. That's where I was trying to get filled at. But you can see price came back down. Did not trade through this volume imbalance here. Traded down to 98. So literally 3 ticks from my entry. So kind of panicked and took a higher entry here at 15,301.50. And then price just kind of bounced around. And as always, what did it eventually do? Traded down to 96 and would have filled me. So I would have been filled at 97 and a quarter. Instead, we took a fill at 0150. So that's four handles higher than we would have been. And then trades up 10 points. So I take 10 points on one. And then I move my stop up to 10 points on the second one. And then, so we got $800 locked in there. And I decided to leave a runner on. So I put this runner at break even, targeting the 17 level. We never quite made it to 17, but it did. As you can see, it comes down, ticks me out, and then moves up to 1650. So, and then after that, it kind of sold off. I wasn't targeting too much here because I knew we had these bearish fair value gaps here, right? And so if it didn't break these gaps quickly, then there was always a potential of a sell-off. So, and that's what happened. Never broke that gap. Kind of traded back up into that bearish breaker block there, and then sold off. Nice sell-off. So, but we were able to capture $800 out of the move up there. You know, in hindsight, you could say, oh, you should have sold here and then re-entered here and then sold here, but that's difficult to do. Might have could have added to the position when it traded back into that zone, but again, that's, you know, we're really not on that level yet. So, oh, but anyways, let's see what we got going on this morning. Just kind of going to be patient here at open. Market's going to open here in just a few minutes. And a big boner candle right there at open. Just kind of watching here, just seeing what we got. Like I said, being a little more patient this morning. All right, just kind of watching here. Let's kind of see if this thing makes it up into the 50 area. See how it reacts. I just blasted right through that 300 level there. The ES is up to 76. Like I said, you really want to get the ES up above 80. Kind of get something going here. Let's see here. It's easy in hindsight to say, I should have just pressed buy it open, but got the pivot right there at the 18 level on the NQ. How's it going, Kron? Yeah, we kind of sold off there after I left this morning. The NQ respected that bearish gap. You're still feeling bullish? Yeah, potentially. Potentially here. We do have those minutes today at 2 o'clock, so anything could happen. We, you know, anything could happen. It bounced from the gap on the regular trading hours. Let me check that right quick. Oh. Still got some to go. To the upside there, looks like. Still got room to go. Going to give the market kind of time to calm down here. Probably going to wait the first 10-15 minutes and see what price is offering us then, and then we'll be looking to potentially take an entry at that point. Just a little bit wild here at open. I mean, it's easy to say just jump in long, right? But and you know, we might, but ideally I think it makes more sense to just give it a few minutes. Now if the ES gets above 80, that may change our perspective here. I think ES has to get above 80 for us to get another leg up. Looks like we may get a possible move up into the 55 on the NQ here. Looks like it wants to pierce that liquidity there at the 55. Kind of hard not to press the button here, to be honest. We may jump in. We'll take a long here. We'll see if this thing pushes through 55. Gonna go to break even right there. Probably went to break even too soon, but that's okay. No, I just took a little scalper there. I was wanting it to just pop Just go. That'll be our one scalp for the morning. Well, not the entire morning, but for now. The first few minutes, that is. The first few minutes of the day. I didn't eat any breakfast this morning. I'm starting to be pretty hungry over here. Starting to get a little hungry. To get something to eat after the stream. So again, if you didn't join me for the, or if you're unaware, I do stream the London session. We were up about $1,100 across 2 accounts during the London session. So starting the day off with a nice cushion in those accounts. Don't know how much I'll be trading those accounts. I do have a fresh Apex account here that we got on the left side with the $24 in profit. We're at least trading that one. See if we can't build that one up. All right. ES is pushing up to that 80 level here. It's kind of that level that we want it to get through there. Tapping that 80. Nasdaq pushed on through 56. I moved my stop too quick there, but that's okay. Probably would have stopped me out anyway. Just gonna see how this reacts. So Nasdaq's at high a day, making new highs. ES is kind of lagging a little bit here behind, just now breaking through the 80s. ES making it through the 80 here. Thinking about jumping in long on the ES. Considering it at least. Considering it. Looks like the NQ possibly wants 400 there. Probably should have been quite a bit sooner in on the ES, but if we were going to take a trade there. I feel like the CS is just going to probably trade right through 90. ES up to 85 there, potentially pushing through. All right, kind of traded up to that 15,382, kind of pulling back now here on the NQ. ES tapped that 84 level, and now it's kind of pulling back a little bit. Yeah, I think as long as we can hold this 80 level here, we can continue to push up on the ES for sure. Seems like it's just resting for a moment, maybe trying to get the power to push through that 400 level. All right, possible pop through 80 here. Might want that 400 level. It's kind of watching and seeing. $15-minute candle just closed. That first 15-minute candle. Seems like it might want that 400 level. Right into 90 right there. ES up into the 85s. Was thinking of getting long there on the ES at 81. Oh, you got the entry at the breaker? You don't want to get greedy. Let me look. Yeah. That was the thing I was looking at. I was like, if I could have got long a bit lower here, then that would have been the time to be in there. But looks like it's going to tap that 400 level there for sure. Maybe overshoot to 05. Kind of tough to buy up here at the top, though, to be honest. But kind of tough to buy at the top. We could do it. You never know if it is the top, right? That's the issue. So that's the issue. All right. Looks like we may trade through this 400 level here. I mean, I'm pretty certain it wants it. No, I'm not in a position right now. We're just hanging out, waiting, seeing what is presented to us here. Maybe we don't make it to 400 here. It might need to base here for a little bit before it kind of breaks out of that. Breaks out of there. ES kind of trading back down into this 80 level. Let's see. We'll put the ES over here on this chart, so you guys can see what's going on with the ES there. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. All right, we're okay there. All right. Momentum to the upside kind of slowing down here. Kind of trying to slow down a little bit up here at to the 400 level, just kind of pulling back. Not that it's not going to trade through there, but it's certainly just kind of pulling back a bit. Kind of watching it here. I didn't press the button. I was thinking of the retest of 85. I may take a long, but good thing I didn't there. Good thing we didn't. Pulling back pretty hard here now. See what happens here at this 67 level on the NQ. Potential bounce in this area here. Let's see what happens. Just kind of watching. All right, well, we're just trying to see what happens here, see if we can't find us an entry at some point. Again, we took a little long here, but didn't hold it. Was late to the party, probably any way you look at it there. All right, well, kind of trying to move back up here, retesting that 80 level there. Yeah, ES holding up there at the 85. So let's look and see. Got a pivot on the ES at 83, 83 and a quarter. The next pivot, not too far up, is actually just at 88. So pivot's kind of short today. Next pivot on the NQ is at 15402. 15402. Let's see. Kind of hanging out right here in this range for the last 5 or 6 minutes here. Not really doing anything just yet. Possibly setting up for a break back out to the highs here. 7 problems here at the 85. Unable to kind of get through there nice and strong. The ES and the NQ both at 85 right now. Just kind of watching here, looking for a potential long. See if this thing... Well... kind of a double top here. I'm trying to push up through here. Let's see if it can go. May try to jump in here for a quick for a quick scalp. Let's see here. Just kind of watching. Take a quick little long here, see if we can't get this pushed through 90 right quick. Stops at break even already. We just took a little small scalper there. Move the stop quickly. Too quickly. Stop was moved too quickly there, but just trying to take a little scalp. I got to get a little quicker off the trigger here if I'm in scalp mode. But should be entering down there at the 76. It's kind of held at 76 quite nicely. So missed the entry there. So anyways, got a little scalp for a win there, not much. Probably going to get a little push up here through the 400 level when we cross over the 10 o'clock hour. Usually that kind of spurs a little push up. Let's see what happens. Don't want to be in the trade or entering the trade right here at this point. If I was in it, I'd hold it, but don't want to be entering it right here. Could easily sell off, but kind of get the feeling that it's going to push through there. All right, coming up on the 10 a.m. hour here. Selling off a little bit right before 10 a.m. Pulling back into the 70. See if we get a little pop. A little volatility there, but not much. Selling off here. So now that we crossed over the 10 o'clock hour, I'm going to be looking for a kind of a shift back to the downside here. Potentially. Kind of looking at the ES here. So yeah, if we get I mean, that's the thing, to feel comfortable with a shift. Let's see. Excuse me, goodness. Oh, right here. Oh, let's see what this thing wants to offer. I mean, I kind of think this thing's going to push up here. Just get that feeling. It's been kind of just trading into a range up until now, so possible push back up through the high day here. There it is. Testing 400. ES testing the 88 level there. If you guys are new here, if you could hit that like button, subscribe. Speak into the chat. We like to chat. We don't mind chatting with you. Just kind of waiting to see what happens here. Trying to see which direction this thing wants to go. So far, it looks like it wants to go up, right? If you just joined us, we just took 2 little scalp trades this morning. Didn't hold either of them, which I'm kind of trying a little bit of a different strategy on the scalping. Kind of paying attention to the 10-second chart here. You know, trying to use it for some entries, for some scalps. Just straight out of the gate there. But trying to pair that with, you know, what I'm already doing. Just hanging out at the top here, still at 398.50 being the high. The ES has failed to make a new high. It hasn't quite got back to the opening price. Kind of watching this here. If it gets for this potential move back down into the 70 level there, could blast up here. Trading back down into that 70 level. Didn't press the button there. Feels weird. It feels like today's a Monday, but I guess it's Wednesday. Is today Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Kind of has the feel of a Monday, though. Feels like a Monday. I was just kind of hanging out here at the top right now. Not really offering us anything as of yet, so let's just be patient. See what we get. Yeah, if you guys are interested in trading Apex, do have a link in the description. Also a coupon code up in the banner for 90% off. The sale is good through midnight tomorrow. If you're interested, it does help the channel out. Kind of looking like it wants to push up here back into that 400 level. ES is trying to make a new swing high, potentially get above 87. Get this train going again. Try to get this train going again in the up direction, I guess. Again, got the pivot there at the 402, 402 level there on the Nasdaq, and the pivot on the ES at 89 or 88.50. So kind of needs to get through there nice and strong, get above that opening price. I mean, you can see the trend is pretty well up. Overnight there, we kind of trended down. Bounced out of this area nicely. It's kind of hanging out around that 75 level, kind of trading in a range here between 75 and 90. Moving out of the 75 level down to the 70. Looking like we might get some, maybe we get a push down to the downside here. Let's take a look and see here. Really needs to trade back down into that 330 level. 15,330 level potentially before we maybe start to move back up. This just might be just a train to the upside the whole way here. Right back up into that 80 level here on the NQ. Just you can see we're just kind of staying in this range here between 98 and 80, 98 and 70. Just holding, holding, holding. I feel the urge to kind of press the button, but Maybe if we trade back into the 70 level, 66 level, we might consider a long from there. All right, guys, I'm going to take a phone call. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. This thing just seems like it's just wanting to go today. And there we go. ES pushing above the 87. It's got right through that pivot there, no problem on the NQ. ES kind of approached the pivot and turned back down. If you haven't already, guys, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Turn on the bell notification so you know when I go live or drop a video. I do go live for the London session 5 days a week and for the New York session as well. So if you're unfamiliar with how my setup is, on the left here I have the Apex account that I'm trading this morning. We're up only $43, took 2 small entries, and then this is the account I traded during London. We're up $8.05 on that one, and then I'm up $2.95 on my top step. So this thing is just going here. It's not all the way up to 412 now. That's why I was saying it was tempting to get long here in that 66, 67 area. It's kind of what I was thinking, because it was holding this gap pretty strong, but I didn't press the button. And you can see that's most likely the entry we were looking for there, but that's all right. There'll be more opportunities. There always is. So we're through that gap, or through that pivot there on the Nasdaq. Next one's up at 38.50. Oh, 250 to the downside there. Feels like we got a little pullback coming here. Potentially not a big one, but you never know. Broke out of that first 15-minute range there finally on both the ES and the NQ. Five-minute candles look a little indecisive there for a few minutes, and then it decided to go. This made a new high there on the NQ. ES trying to get going here. Got to get through that 88. Get through that pivot at 88. It can go strong. Got to get through the 88 level to get going. Yeah, Cron, the 15-minute gap. Let's check it out on the ES here. I mean, ES is just all green, straight up. Like I said, I was considering a long here at 81 on the ES, thinking we're probably going to trade up through 92. Didn't take it. In hindsight, it's always easy to say I should have, right? But we didn't take it. I was tempted to press the button there. Hopefully you were in on that, though. Got a nice little winner. It would have been tough for me to hold, you know, through kind of. So would have got in here, you know, just kind of hanging around, coming back. I probably wouldn't have been able to hold it. If I know me, we wouldn't have been able to hold it. So let's just give it a second, see what happens. Let's see. Crine said you got 82 silver bullet. Felt like I lost the move and I didn't get one. Want to get gritty? Yeah. Yeah, traded right back into there. All right, let me get this breakout here. We'll see. Yeah, I mute every now and then, Cron, just for a second. Sometimes I'll be on the phone or either have my cousin I speak to quite a bit, so. Yeah, let's see if this thing wants to push on through here. potentially. Got through the 88 there for a second on the ES. Now it's kind of pulling back a little bit. Nice little pullback here. Yeah, if you took that at 82 there, Kron, I don't know if you did, but if you took that there, it's you got your 5 handles at least. Well, let's see what happens here. See what we get. It almost seems like you can just put a long on and just leave it, right? Take a Walmart trade. Get a nice Walmart trade going. Still pushing up here on the NQ, making new highs. Yeah, so lagging behind a little bit. It's been lagging pretty much all morning, though. Still grinding up, just slow. Nice push through there on the NQ now. Up through the 420s there. Got a little pullback, pushing up through there on the pulling back into the 20 here. Yes, tapping 89 there, trying to get through there. Still getting stuck at that pivot right there at 88.75 on the ES. Got to get through there. NQ pulling back into the 15 here. Just kind of watching this. Let's see. Possible pullback. Nice little dump here, pulling back. Just kind of watching here, see what we get for a possible entry. Hanging out there at the 10 level. All right, well, we are going to try to be a little more aggressive here. Since kind of felt like I missed the silver bullet setup here, kind of traded right back into this, held this level quite a bit, and then traded out of there. So that kind of was our setup, really. I don't think waiting for displacement to the downside is going to make too much sense here. So I do think I'm going to kind of switch over into kind of scalp mode here. Looking for a little shorter profit. Maybe take 2 contracts at a time. And just look for 5 handles. See if we can get a couple of scalps in there. Moving back up to the high day here on the NQ as the ES is trying to push through that 89 level. Potentially getting back to that opening price as the NQ is kind of double, maybe potential double top here. Let's see if it pushes through. Pushing back through the high day here on the NQ. See what we can do here. See what we can do. Gonna basin up here at the highs. Hanging out. Wasn't sure if we could get any, what kind of move we would have today, but it's been decent so far. I haven't really capitalized on it. $43 is not much to say, but we've had decent uptrend move today. Usually, I mean, a lot of times that first day after a holiday is not great, but seems to be moving all right today. If you haven't already, guys, hit the like button, subscribe. If you're interested in trading futures, we got the Apex link in the description there. Coupon code in the banner, 90% off. Ends tomorrow at midnight. So I did see Top Step just announced that their funded accounts are going to be 100% payout. After the first 30 days of being funded, you can take out 100%. So that's nice. They originally said that it was 50%. And then I guess there was quite a bit of backlash on that. So now they changed it to 100%. Trying to pull back here a little bit. Not much. Let's see. Man, this thing is just making it so hard for me to push the button here. I keep wanting to push the button and I don't. Let's see if this thing takes the highs this time. All right, takes the highs. I didn't push the button there. All right. All right, let's see what we can get here. Just nice move from the ES there. Finally made it through that opening price into 91. Potential move to the high day now. Kind of looking here. Yeah, I think this is this thing is just eyeballing higher, higher, higher. I'm gonna place an order on the book here. See if we can get this pushed through high day. All right, now we're at break even. See if we can't get this pushed through. All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. A little $100 winner there. Finally had the nerve to push the button there. Took a little scalp. A little $100 scalp. Like I said, I'm kind of feel like I missed the move this morning when it came to the silver bullet, so I've kind of switched over into kind of a little scalp mode here. Just looking for really $100 target per trade on 2 contracts. So we will take it. Any little thing that we can get there. You see it really, failed to make new highs there. It's kind of triple topped here. Relatively equal highs up here. Just going to try to take little winners here along the way if we can, and see if we can't make a little bit. I was thinking potentially taking along here, but let's just give it a minute, see what happens. Kind of trading down here, so oh, yeah, it's a nice day outside. Looks like it's going to be 90 degrees today. I'll try. Well, might have took that a little late. Probably should have been getting long like right in here. See if this thing can push on up here. Might get stopped. tickling our stop here. May get stopped out for a loss. That's okay if we do. It's going to happen sometimes. So it stopped us out there for a loss. I made that play wrong. Kind of a bad play there. Trading all the way back down to the 405 before trying to bounce. Let's pay attention here. All right, let's try it one more time here. See if we can get this pushed back up through the 20s. Got the pivot at the 02. So I'm thinking we might get this pushed back up through the 20s there. Realize you guys couldn't even see my stop there on the screen. Need this thing to kind of bounce here. I'll give it a little more room. Got that pivot there at the 02. Just selling off here, giving up the entire move, so needs to hold that 400 level. Didn't do it. I fought the trend twice there, and the trend won. Fought the trend twice, and the trend won. The trend kind of turned down, and for some reason, I'm not quite sure why, I was looking for longs there. Kind of give it a second here, see what happens. Now it's popping. I got SMTH. What is that? Smart. I don't know. How's it going, Erica? And there it bounces out of there without me. Just gotta wait for the next potential entry here. Oh, well, I mean, this is a challenge account, so the losses aren't, you know, they don't hurt as bad. So, and I mean, it's $900 realistically. I mean, get one nice little winner and be right back to even. So that's all. I just was watching this here and I was like, okay, this is kind of trending back up. So as it broke the high, broke this candle's high, I thought we would just kind of move back up. And did not. And this one, not quite sure why I entered. So should have moved my stop on this one. I know better than that. I mean, I should have a hard stop at $400. So that's $280 that we kind of just gave back there. So we'll see. We'll find out here if we can get us another entry. Maybe get some of it back a little at a time. No need in taking home run swings. Just one trade at a time. Let's see here. I'm going to try a long here off this kind of double bottom area. See if we get that little pop back through 400s. Stop's going to be at break even. Put the stop at break even there because it was either going to go then or it wasn't, right? So I don't know. It feels like it wants to push back up here. Feels like it. Figuring it would break, yeah. You put in a mock ES short in it, negative 2.5. Figuring it would break positive. Now it's potentially going to bounce here. Let's see. Oh, do we press the button again? Hold on, let's see. Yeah, I thought it might break back to the upside there. Oh, did not press the button. Oh, man. So we had the right idea here, seems, but moved my stop too soon. Probably got spooked out from those last couple of losers there. A little bit. I think my target on that one was going to be 02. 402. Let's see if it would have hit it. Not quite there yet. Probably going to touch it, though. One tick away. Got within one tick of it. But we weren't in it, so it doesn't matter. No, I don't use the Dom. I've never used the Dom, to be honest with you. I always just trade right on the chart. Just click right on the chart and put what you want, or just mark it in. And there we go. Threw my target at 02. The Dom found just moves a little too fast. Plus, I don't really have all my monitors kind of filled up with stuff, so it'd be kind of hard to put the Dom on there with it. For me, anyway. I could probably do it, but kind of trying out this momentum 10-second chart today. This is not typically how I trade, if you guys have watched me at all, so this is something new. And I'm okay with trying it out on stream. It's not, you know, if I kind of look like an idiot doing it, it's fine. It's fine. Trade back up into the 08 level here. All right, we're going to try a little short here. Not going to give it that much room on this one. I think maybe the 15 area. Not looking good. Not looking good so far. Yeah, after watching that for a second there, I was thinking like my stop might actually be in a bad spot, but I didn't want to move it because I moved it a minute ago and kind of paid the price for it. All right, we're going to kind of change gears here a little bit. on this strategy. We're going to kind of try to go with the trend here instead of going against the trend. I'm shorting when it's on its way up and longing when it's on its way down. Probably not the ideal strategy there. Not the ideal strategy. You like the candle on the ES at a 1050, going to go positive here soon. Let's take a look. 1050. Yeah, I wasn't even looking at the ES. Probably a mistake. ES is really trying to push up here. NAS is kind of lagging. Let's take a long here. We're going to go a little heavy here on this one. Let's see if we can't get this pushed back through the 20s. Yeah, that's not a good look. Wow. Oh, well. Nice. Well, that wasn't a good look either. We might be this strategy might be short-lived, I guess. Probably should have started this with a little smaller size, but we didn't. So let's just try to switch gears here and see if we can't just at least get some winners under our belt. Let's go from there. All right. Yeah, that trade was kind of dumb, but I mean, it literally, you know, I don't know. I just now realized that I wasn't even trading. I'm supposed to be on I'm supposed to be on these bars for this strategy. Or maybe that's wrong. Hold on. That's wrong. Let me check. We don't have much on this account as far as drawdown goes, so yeah. I'm going to go ahead and change this stuff over. Well, I think I'm going to be done with that strategy. I'm not going to have to do more research on that one. Not working for me right now. Not that it's the strategy, it's probably just me not doing it correctly. We lost $18 on that account. Feels bad. Feels bad. Trying to get three more of those accounts through Apex. Wanted to get, I'll be trading my funded account on Apex tomorrow, but just trying to see if we can't get one or two more funded. Yeah, Erica, that's the thing. I mean, like, I like the ES too, but the problem with it is I don't have too much patience. So it's almost like if I'm going to get shot, I want to get shot fast. You know, let's just kill me fast or give it to me fast, one or the other. I struggle holding trades. That's one of my struggles, so. It's fine. I knew I was going to try to trade that new strategy this morning on that account. That was my plan the whole time. And I really kind of fumbled the open there. Should have been taking more entries, and I didn't. But that's okay. It's going to happen, right? We still have this second challenge account here that we're up 800 on, and then it is yes, the balance on that one's at 51,395, so we got like 1,600 more on that one to potentially get it across the line there. So, and then my Top Step account, I'm still in drawdown on it, about $500. In step 2 on the Top Step, but just haven't gotten there yet on it. Going to be a little more patient here with this other account. We don't want to be taking any kind of crazy entries on it. Yeah, the ES has looked, well, I was going to say it's looked quite a bit stronger today, but the NAS actually is nice and strong also since open. Yeah. If you just got long at open there, you're looking good. Yeah, the ES traded back down into this 83 area there. Bounced out of there pretty nicely. So it kind of repainted that volume imbalance there at the 10:08 mark. Yeah, I like the ES. I said it open. I don't know if you were here, Erica, but I said it open that, you know, if the ES could kind of get above 80 here, that'd be looking good for the bulls for another leg up. I was kind of watching that 81, 82 area, wanting to kind of get long. I think it was right in here. I was thinking of taking a long, and I just didn't do it. Story of my life. Didn't take the entry, but that's all right. Kind of sucks we just torched that other account. But, you know, it's not what they're for, right? You should treat those just as you do any other account. That's the idea of it. But sometimes, if you're going to take risk, right, and the risk potentially could pay off, then why not be in a challenge account? So that was kind of my thought process there. And I don't think I traded that strategy correctly at all. So I mean, I see people making money with the little 10-second breakout strategy, but I've never tried it. I think 2 days ago, yeah, on the second was the first time I tried it. So I don't know. We'll go back and review the entries later, see how bad they were. I'm certain they were bad. But how bad remains to be seen. But I don't mind, you know, I don't mind taking the bad trades on the stream. It's fine. Some people wouldn't want to do that, you know. Like, I don't want to try something new out in front of everybody, but who cares? Not a big deal. Nasdaq breaking through the 400s there. Trying to trade back down a little bit. Probably going to run into some resistance here in this area. That area of consolidation that we had this morning. See if this is going to be the typical day where you kind of just, you move up and then you get that 11:20, 11:30 hour and you just kind of start retracing the move. Or we may just continue higher. Those are the two options, right? Higher or lower. A-Ride, do you ever trade in groups on Trade-Evate? Yes, I do. I don't. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite thing to do. And the reason is, you can see, like, I have the group set up. But the reason it's not my favorite is because of the ATM strategy. Because you cannot have your ATM strategy on there. So you have to manually put your stop in your take profit, which is not that big a deal, but it's just a mental thing. If I put my, and one of the other things I don't like about it, and I don't know if you have this problem or not, A-Ride, you can tell me if you've ever done it, but let's just say I have groups on, and then I take an entry long, we'll say at 89, and I put my stop here at 64. Well, what I normally do is, if I'm taking multiple contracts, I will enter, so I'll enter, you know, I'll put a single contract on and then another contract. So individually. But what happens is if I put both stops at 64 and I put both of them at the exact same price, then when I drag one stop up, it drags both the stops. And I don't like that because sometimes I might take one off just to reduce risk and it exits my entire position. So I've had that happen a few times. better to do it live and show you're real, like everyone. Oh, I'm definitely real. Trust me. There's not going to be anything different. There's not much difference between me and anyone else. So we're not professional trader or anything like that. We just we make the same mistakes everyone else does. We just show it to everybody for the world to see, right? I mean, that's the thing. I show all my entries, all my exits, my profits. I do a daily recap. I mean, you'll see later today, we'll do a recap and we'll show we'll show me blowing that account. You can see this is my Top Step account from today. So we're up 295 on the Top Step right there. You should be able to see that. And 800 on that Apex account right there that we're looking at. But obviously we just bamboozled the other account there. Yeah, I try to show all my entries and all my exits. I don't hide anything. You see, this is the trade that I took in London on this account. Kind of traded down, swept the low, created a new low there, that is. This was the silver bullet setup. And, I guess you could have looked at this both directions. I took it as this is a shift in market structure. We left a volume imbalance here. So I originally had my entry here at 97 and a quarter because on the 1 minute chart it's a little more clear. But on the 1 minute chart there's a volume imbalance here with a fair value gap above it. And you kind of have an order block here as well. So I was thinking it would trade back into it. Trades down to 98. Starts to trade out of there. I kind of panic and just enter. And what does it do later on? Trades right back into the imbalance here and then shoots out of there. So I could have waited for this entry here. Would have had about 5 more handles of profit. So tried to leave a runner on, took 2 off at 10 and tried to leave a runner on but got stopped out there at break even. And you can see it went all the way up to 1650 and then just sold off from there. So it did ultimately hold this gap. Your stop on this one would have been up here. So you could have taken this trade really in any direction. It's really just a matter of interpretation, I guess. I interpreted it as a long. And then this morning I just kind of missed wasn't really looking for it that hard, but just kind of missed the entry here. Created this gap between 9:30 and 10. This fair value gap here, and it just traded back into it. Bounced out of there. So we kind of missed that one. Plus I was always thinking I was going to just be testing out the other strategy, so I wasn't really looking that hard for it. So Erica, do you what type of account are you on? Are you on a personal account? Are you doing Top Step or Apex or one of the other prop firms? Guys, if you're new here, if you could hit that like button for me, subscribe if you aren't yet subscribed, turn on the bell notification so that when I go live. I do trade live 5 days a week in the London and New York session. So I go live 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. almost every morning. And then we get up and trade the New York session. You're using Trade-of-8. Yeah, I like Trade-of-8 overall. It's all right. I've been considering checking out Ninja just because sometimes Trade-of-8's had issues. That's you know, cost me in the past, but overall it's an easy platform to use, and that's kind of what I like about it. So we're really pulling back here. This looks like we're probably going to sell off. Just kind of trading back into this gap here on the 1 minute. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Here on the 1 minute chart. Got the VWAP at the 15,354 area. On the NQ there. Kind of giving up that move that we had it open. Basically giving up the entire move. Or at least trading back into it a little bit here. ES has got a little support there. ES kind of bouncing off that 85 area there. 86. Nasdaq trading back into that VWAP. Oh, okay, so you're using a personal account there, Eric, on Trade-Evate. That's what I do. I have a personal account as well on Trade-Evate, but just wasn't having great consistency trading my own money, so I decided to kind of sharpen my skills a little bit on the using the prop firms. I will occasionally still switch over to that personal account and use it, but I haven't touched it in a while, to be honest with you. Where are you located, Eric? Are you in the States? I would assume so. I'm in Georgia. Wisconsin. All right. I have a friend who lives in Boston. We just came back from vacation. Took a boys' trip with the kids. We went to Nashville, Louisville, Indy, Chicago, Cleveland, and then came back home. We were gone for 9 days. It was fun. Yesterday we got back home about 4 o'clock. But after 4 or 5 days, I was, I'm kind of a homebody, so I was ready to be home. See what happens here at the VWAP. VWAP's there at the 56. 356. Let's see if we trade through this VWAP or if we hold up here. Maybe start moving back in the other direction. I guess I don't have my screen wide enough to drag this to where I need it. So we're just kind of crossing over that 50% range there. Could potentially trade back into that 45 area if we're looking at the fibs to see kind of, you know, did bounce right off the VWAP there though, 56. Hit the VWAP and bounced. At least for the moment. Yeah, it's pretty stagnant here. It's kind of holding up better than the NQ. You can see we've only moved from 91 to 87. And the NQ's down about 70 points. So need a vacation from the vacation. That's right. Well, I came home yesterday and tried to sleep. I slept for about 2 hours, and then well, not even 2 hours. But it was an uncomfortable sleep. I don't know. Didn't get into a sound sleep. So went to sleep last night at like 11 and then got back up at 2:45 to trade. But I'm sure we'll take a nap today. We'll make up for it. See if we get through this VWAP here, or if we just we get to the VWAP, kind of turn the VWAP into resistance, we'll consider a short. We'll consider a short position. If you guys are interested in trading futures and don't want to spend a whole bunch of money doing it, you know, I do have a link for Apex there in the description with a 90% off code in the banner. You can start a 50K account for around $18, really cheap. So if you're interested in dipping your toes into the futures market, it's a cheap way to kind of get started. That sale does end tomorrow at midnight. Got to make $3,000 on the 50K account. You have to trade for a minimum of 7 days, but there's no consistency rule, so you can literally just make $3,000 in the first day and then just take a single trade in a micro for the next 6 if you wanted to. And then your profit target would be 2,600. Once you reach 2,600, when you're funded, you're able to take a payout at that point. So I'm going to be starting trading my funded account tomorrow morning during the London session. I'm only going to trade the funded account during the London session. The dog's barking. I don't know if he hears something. I don't know. Sorry if that annoys you guys. He should stop in a minute. He's a Dachshund, so he barks at every bump in the night. If he hears it, he wants to bark at it. I don't know what he could be barking at, though. I don't see anything. Don't see any reason for the barking. Yeah, I've never actually been to Wisconsin, but I do have a friend, like I said, who lives up in the Boston area, and then another friend who lived in Wisconsin. She was born and raised in Wisconsin, so I do this terrible accent when I speak to him sometimes. I don't know why. I'm sure you know what I mean. He has that very distinct accent, even though he lived here. He lived in Georgia for 15 years, but he still carried the accent with him there. He's back in Boston now, but should be back eventually. Well, we're just kind of holding up here at the VWAP. I mean, as long as we stay above the VWAP, then, you know, we're holding this gap here. And the ES is held up nicely. Kind of moving back up. Maybe we can bounce right there off the VWAP. Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice the pivots there, too. On the Nasdaq, the pivot's at 60 or 56, 55 also. So you got the pivot, you got the VWAP, quite a bit of support there. So I have to kind of get through that strong. Bouncing out of there nicely, though, if I say so. Well, I don't know what he was barking at, but I do have strange. Canadian sounding. Oh, yeah, probably. Let's see. Break that 275. Nice bottom trend up here. Rocket time. Yeah, trading above the SMA there, too, on the 1 minute chart. Kind of tempting to take a long here. Really, if I was going to be long, though, we should have been long from the 56 area. We had nice support there. Let's kind of see what happens here. Seems like we might get a push back up here. Kind of struggling to go. Yeah, I would like to see this thing trade on up here. You gotta get the ES back above that opening price at 89. I think there's a pivot there also. Yeah, 88.50 is the pivot, or 88, yeah, somewhere in there. So right around where it's at now, kind of holding up there at that pivot. Got to kind of get that going a little bit there. Nasdaq kind of selling down here. Let's see if it can hold that pivot on the 3-minute chart at the 56 area. Pivot and VWAP both resting right there. Did not hold it. Doesn't look like. Selling through it now. Selling through there now. Kind of overshot the pivot a little bit, but seems to be holding it so far. Kind of watching to see what's happening. The rocket's running out of gas. Yeah, kind of looks that way. I don't know, though. As long as it holds this pivot right here, the 88s, still got a chance to continue pushing. If the NQ stays above the VWAP there. The NQ is trying to hold that 60 level there, push it back up. See if the ES tries to follow here. Get back above that 90 level here. Strong would be nice. Get this thing going again. Like I said, if we can get the NQ back above 80, kind of get the ES above 90 here, I think we can get back going, back towards that 400 level. Yeah, I kind of forgot about the minutes coming out at 2 o'clock today. ES is trying to get back above that 89 area there, push on through the 90s. There we go. Get a little burst up there. Like to see the NQ trade up through the 80s here. Through the 80s would be nice. I want to see a nice strong push here through the 77 level. Just take that liquidity out there at 77 on the NQ. Couldn't do it yet. Nice strong push would be nice. Don't know that it's going to happen, but you never know. Could have bought the VWAP here quite a few times. Bouncing off that 56 area once, twice, yeah, 3 times almost. Traded through it once a little bit with a wick, but that's okay. I may actually, was thinking about putting an order. Just put me a resting order right there at the VWAP. See if we can get like a 10 handle bounce off of it. Possibly. Well, that's not 10 handles. Kind of something like this, risking I'd be risking around $100. Let's see if this thing wants to come back to the VWAP. See what we can get. Looks like it just wants to go though. ES is trying to go also. Really like for it to leave that liquidity there at the 77. Come back, touch the VWAP, and then go. May not make it back that far, though. If it takes the liquidity at 77, then we may kind of scratch this idea. And let's just see what it does. All right. So it took that liquidity there at the 77, kind of traded back up into this bearish fair value gap too. That's kind of what I was watching. So I'm not sure that I'm in love with it now. Considering a short here. We'll try it. Just kind of targeting just a quick 5 handles. Five handles isn't much, so if we can't get that, then it's just a bad day. I'm gonna go to break even there. Oh well, stopped out for break even there. I mean, overall, I'm not really bearish here, but this was trading back up into a fair value gap on the 3-minute chart, as well as one here on the 1 minute. And my entry was kind of bad. Should have been 80 if I was going to take an entry there. I got in at 76, about 4 handles too late, and then I would have already had my 5 handles. So you're thinking the ES will hit +3, then come back to negative until the minutes come out. That's what you're hoping at least. Yeah, it's been pretty slow. You're definitely right about that. And of course, this thing will probably trade down to my target now. I was thinking that we would get a trade up into this gap. That was my idea for the long. I was thinking if we traded back to the VWAP one more time, that we could kind of bounce out of there. Yeah, would have got filled there if I'd not moved my stop, but didn't want that to go back red on me. Sometimes that's what we do. Well, a lot of times we move our stop when we really shouldn't. Approaching the lunch hour here. Got about 7 minutes before noon Eastern. Kind of thinking we might get this move back down into this 58 area, 57 area where the VWAP is. Possibly touch that VWAP. Before potentially continuing higher. Possibly. ES kind of holding up there at the 87. Right there at that pivot. It's below the pivot right now, but yeah, very short pivots today. So you're still holding long? Yeah. You could have taken the 3 ticks. Yeah, that's always the way it is. If you would have taken the 3, probably would have went up 10, you know. That's how it goes. I don't know. Kind of get the feeling this thing's going to push down here for a bit, but ultimately probably going to be a bullish type day. But of course, I'm known to be wrong, right? So who knows? All right, kind of pulling back here. Getting into this VWAP area. Trading into this VWAP area. Let's see if it holds it this time or if it doesn't. Looks like it's losing the VWAP. Yeah, you're pretty close. It took it a while to sell there, but it finally did. Tempting to jump in short there. The problem is we're coming up on the top of the hour, and this could have been just kind of a liquidity grab before it moves higher here. Although the ES didn't quite make it. Didn't quite make it there. Let's see here. Yeah, it feels like we might be selling here, Erica, so I don't know. Maybe we sell through lunch and then kind of pump out of there. If the NQ doesn't hold this 50, 55 level here, where that pivot and VWAP is, then we kind of lose that. Let's see, where's the ES at? 85. Let's check it. I think the ES is going to have to hold that 80 level to continue higher today. So 92 is resistance on the ES, and it hit 91. 91 and a quarter. I mean, it could move up into the 4500s by the end of the day if it holds that 80 level. Remains to be seen. Kind of punching down right now. Let's kind of see what happens at 80 on the ES. NQ's all the way down into the 40s. Selling off hard here at noon. Yeah, I guess you probably stopped there, Erica, huh? Minus 875, minus 9. Yeah. Frustrating thing for me is, like, I'm short here, right? I got short there at 76, and I covered. Or was I long there? No, wait. No, I was short there. So I got short there and just didn't hold it. I mean, that'd be a huge winner at this point. But story of my life. So it looks like we might be selling through lunchtime here. Possible move back into the 300 level on the NQ, I'm thinking. I don't think the ES is going to hold that 80 level. Probably going to pull back into the 60s on the ES before we start moving back up. And we'll see if this thing continues to sell down through the 300s. If you haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe. And feel free to chat. Got a pivot down at 15,317 on the NQ there. And the ES is currently at a pivot at 83. So if the ES gets through that 83 level, I'd expect it to probably sell down into the mid to low 70s, maybe even high 60s, 68, 69 potentially. I think that's kind of where we opened up this morning, 71. So maybe retrace that entire move, potentially. Could do it. Just trying to look. I mean, other than the pivot, I don't really see too many reasons for it to bounce here. I mean, I guess there is a fair value gap here. It's kind of held that so far. Yeah, I guess this looks like it could be a kind of a bounce area on the NQ there. Possibly. I don't put a whole lot of weight in the fib, but I do like to look at it occasionally. There is a bit of an order block here, as you can see. Kind of traded back into that. Do have that pivot there, though, at the 55, 56 area. So kind of where the VWAP is. Gets back above that pivot, back above the VWAP, then could get interesting. Feels like we're going to sell off, but who really knows, right? Testing that VWAP and that pivot now. Could kind of go either way here. Could really kind of make an argument in both directions, but kind of got a lot going on here on the 3-minute chart. You got the 50 level. Well, I guess it's not really going to show it on this one. So you got the whole number, you got the pivot, and then you got the VWAP all right there at kind of 56. So if you can break above that 56 area strong, then you could potentially get a nice little burst out of here. Get above 60, this thing gets going, feels like, on the NQ there. %90 of the time you're short. 10% you're not. Yeah. It's not a bad idea to regroup. Step away and regroup. I typically have to step away for the entire day in order to regroup. If I just walk away for a few minutes and come back, it's the same old me. Usually making the same dumb trades. So I mean, honestly, this thing feels like it wants to pop right here. Getting kind of tighter and tighter here. Something's going to happen. Either going to trade down pretty quickly or pop out of here and head back to the moon. In my opinion, it feels like, I mean, I don't know. 2 minutes ago, I was thinking it feels like we're going to go down. Now I'm feeling like we're probably going to bounce out of here. So that's how quickly it can change. Just that quickly things can change. Still holding up below the VWAP here and below the pivot. Just above the whole number there at 50. So we pop that 60, we go pretty quickly here, pretty quickly. Guys, if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe. Feel free to chat in the chat below. Helps the channel, I appreciate it. Erica, I saw that you subscribed. We appreciate that. Nicholas, I believe you subscribed too. If you're still watching, appreciate it. And if I missed you, I appreciate you subscribing as well. If I missed anybody. ES trying to move back down here. That's interesting. This may just sell off. It's the neat thing about futures. You could be wrong in both directions. It's not a fun thing, but you can be wrong in both directions. That's for sure. Holding that 50 level so far on the NQ. ES is trying to turn back down, but holding up there at the pivot, the 83s. Maybe this thing is going to sell back down. See, there you go. Said you could be wrong in both directions. If the ES loses that 80 level, then we're for sure going to sell. But yeah, I do this every day, Erica. 5 days a week. We're live in London. And as well as in New York. So 3 to 4 a.m. and then, well, sometimes later than 4. And then we jump back on at 9:20 and trade the New York session until we don't feel like it. Lost 20,000 in a day last year being wrong both directions. Yeah, we've done that. Not 20K, but we've been wrong in both directions. We've been wrong in both directions today. You saw it earlier. It's like, oh, let's get long. Oh, no, let's get short. Stop loss, hit on both. So, man, this thing is just teasing both directions. Is it going to go or is it not going to go? Like I said, if it gets above the VWAP here, if it pops through 60, I think we get a pretty quick move up. But remains to be seen if it's going to do that. ES is just basing right there off that pivot, just bouncing off of it. Well, it looks like it did eventually take out that sell side liquidity there on the ES, though. You can see it took out that low there. So it's a good sign for a potential bounce. Just got to get going. Got to get above 86 on the ES there. Need to get above 60 here on the NQ to start moving back up. Just pop through that pivot strong on the NQ here and get to going. It's making its way above the VWAP now and above the pivot. See if it can get going here. Almost. There's 60. See if we can get a quick pop through 80 here, potentially. It's kind of what it looks like it might want to do. Trade up through that 80 level. Get that move going back to the upside. Above 60 here now. ES reapproaching that 85 level. You got that pivot on the ES. What is that at 89? 88.75. So Nasdaq's going to approach some resistance, a little bit of resistance anyway, at the 68. It's going to be that high to high trend line. So if you kind of drew a trend line here, and that's your high to high trend line, you know, I don't usually put these on here, but we'll do it. Just kind of Show you what we're talking about. So that's kind of the high to high trend line. Breaking out of there now. Oh, well, I guess you guys can't even see that. I'm over here on the wrong screen. Genius. Genius. But that was the high to high trend line there. You can see the NQ kind of broke out of it. Need it to continue here straight through the 80s. Straight into the 80s would be nice. Up into the 70s now. ES trying to push too. Kind of rejecting at that 86 level. Got to get going though. Got to get going. Want to see a strong push on the NQ right here through the 80 level. Take that liquidity out. Potentially trade all the way back up into the 400s. It's trying. Let's see a nice strong move through the 80 here. Don't give it up yet. Got to keep going. Need to get the ES pushing too. Let's get to going here. If it does trade back down, you kind of want to see it use this trend line as support, and then, you know, kind of maybe bounce off that trend line, move higher. Ideally, though, you just want it to blast right through there and just keep going. Don't see any real reason that it shouldn't at least take that liquidity there at 80, 75, 81 area. Really should trade right through there and take that out. ES is trying to get a little steam going itself. It's doing its best. Doing its best impression of trying to show strength here. Trading back down to the trend line now. Let's see if it turns that trend line into support here. Kind of like to see it bounce off that 59.60 area. If it trades through that area, then it just may be kind of a false breakout here, but I'd like to see it kind of bounce right there. Don't like that the ES is making a new swing low here. Watching the NQ here, I mean, I was considering taking a long off of this kind of VWAP touch here. We're going to take a little long right here off of this VWAP touch. See if we can't get a little scalp trade in here. I move my stop up to kind of right in this area. Thinking about giving it a little more room here. Could overshoot a little bit. Could have gotten a little better of a entry there. I was kind of waiting for confirmation that it was going to kind of hold, but so risking about $180, $200 here. Want to see this thing push right through there. It may not though. Might just be a false breakout. Well, not liking the look of it now. May just kill it. As that pivots at 56 and the VWAP's also there, so kind of traded back below it slightly there. All right, we're going to go to break even here. If it comes back down and stops us out, that's okay. So probably will go without us now, but that's all right. Not gonna, you know. The entry there wasn't the greatest. I really should have waited for it to trade right back. I could have just put a standing order down here at the 50 area. 53. I think the idea of the trade was valid, but not great execution. Not great execution on my part there. That's the thing I struggle with. If I'm going to hold the trade through drawdown, then I need to hold it to my target, right? So you should have averaged back in when it was -8. Yeah, you could have. I mean, I think the ES is, I mean, it's held up pretty good. We had that pullback here. You know, that really would have been an okay entry there. You know, you got your 5 handles. That was, yeah, we're on the 1 minute chart here, so it is a little tougher to see, but really would have been getting long from about 80 is what I was thinking. If you look at the open, left a fair value gap there. Let's see, there's one there also. Yeah, I guess 83. So it'd be about break even. There's no way I would have held it through all this though. Don't have the patience to do that. All right, there would have been my target on that long. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Didn't. Want to see this thing trade through 80, though. Nice and strong would be nice. Get through that liquidity there at 80. The idea for the entry was good. The execution was not. We took a bad entry on it, and then held through the drawdown and then sold once we got back to green, as I'm known to do. I'm known to do that. I would like to see this trade right through 80, though. That would be nice. The ES is just having problems getting going. It's just pinned right there at that 82 to 85. Just not wanting to go yet. Need to get this thing above 85 to get rocking here. ES gets above 85, 86 area. I think the NQ trades back into the 400s potentially. Feels bad. We were long right there around the 60. So we'd be up 10, 12 points right now, but that's all right. 59.50 we were long from. They're not all going to be winners, though. Not all going to be winners. All right, let's get this push through 81 here. Nice push through 81 is what we're looking for. Take out that liquidity there at 81. Come on, ES. Let's get rolling. Get through 86. Let's get something going here. We're sick of watching it do nothing. Nice big push through 81 here. You can do it. You know you want to. Sometimes if you talk friendly to it, it'll give you what you want. Probably not, but the idea was there for it, you know. I mean, how does it not trade through 81 here, right? You would think that it would. Trying to, ES is basing above that 20 SMA there on the 1 minute chart. Like I said, really got to get going through that 86 area. Just get a little push up. Just a little nudge. Just a little nudge to the upside, and you can go. There we go. Testing that 85. Nasdaq says, oh, we like it. We'll move up to 75. The ES can just push right through that 85 level. Nasdaq will trade through the 81. I'm over here asking for 1 point. Just move up 1 point. Let's go. Right? All right, I feel like we'll get this push through 80, 81 now. I think the ES will probably get going here in a moment. Feels like it's about to go. Kind of getting a little tight here in this area. Probably about to break out. I'm only wrong 50% of the time, right? All right, NQ trying to push here, trying to get up through the 75, see if the ES will follow, get through the 86 area, push back up into that potential 90 area there. Oh, it's trying so hard to get through that 86. Come on, NQ, just push right on through the 81 here. Let's get this party started. It said no thank you. I don't see how it doesn't take that liquidity at 81. Really don't see how it doesn't. It's gotta, right? Doesn't it have to? If you guys are new here, hit that like button for me, subscribe. Turn on the bell so that you know when I go live. I do go live 5 days a week. New York session and the London session. So 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Eastern time. And then 9:20 a.m. Eastern for the New York session. So just looking to see if NQ can push through this 81 level here. Take out that liquidity there at 81. Also, if you guys are interested in trading futures and you want to get into it cheaply, got a link for Apex there in the description. Coupon code in the banner above and also in the description for 90% off. Sale does end tomorrow at midnight, July 6th. So if you're going to do it before then. Not really going to find it any cheaper than 90% off. See if we can't get this pushed through 81. My cousin says blowing on the screen helps it, right? But we're not doing that. We're not going to take it to that level. Not today. Maybe another day we'll blow on the screen. But not today. Want to see it really hold the 64 area here. 64, 65 area. I really want to hold that. And it's not holding it. Not a great look, but let's see what happens. Maybe it wants to rest for a minute before it tries to go higher. ES is just selling off here. It's kind of amazing to me that it didn't take that liquidity there at 81. I don't believe it's going to leave it there. I really don't. Yeah, rejected that 86 area again there, Erica. Didn't do it for us. Didn't get it going. I was trying my best to kind of will it to go there, but it didn't care. Said, we are not going to listen to you. We don't care. We do what we want to do, right? That's what it does. I mean, I don't know. To me, it feels like it has to go here, but and as quickly as we say that, it says nah. I don't think so. I don't think so. If the ES loses this 80 level, then the bears are trying to take back over. If it loses that 80 level, gonna be in trouble. Just kind of watching here. All right, NQ's trading back to that kind of high to high trend line here. Let's see if it turns that kind of into support. I mean, it did here. Don't know that it will here, though, to be honest with you. Looking like a potential short here. Nah, crypto Dylan, I'm not. I'm struggling. Struggling. I was in there earlier, and I don't know. I got to pay a little more attention to you guys so I can make that strategy work. Didn't pay off for me today, but you know, it's just one day. What can you do? Just one day, not a big deal. I'm sure you're up, though. Yeah, I'll be in there. I'm in there. I get in there every day now. I just trying to absorb, listen, see what we can figure out. Like anything, it's not an overnight deal, so. Well, the action has just kind of fell off here during lunchtime. Just kind of melting down slowly. So. Still kind of holding that trend line there, but don't know if we want to take another stab at it. Yeah, we got the 10-second over here. I don't think I have it set up right, though. Well, kind of holding that trend line right now, but man, it's I don't know if I want to be jumping in long here. Although the ES is kind of bouncing off that 79 level, kind of holding that 80 level. Looks like we should have jumped in long, right? Yeah. I see that now. So where you would have probably got long somewhere down here in the 40s, maybe, I don't know, 45, 46. I don't know. I feel like I'm not looking at the bigger picture when I look at the 10-second chart, and I know it's a real small snippet, but you're out there. Yeah. See, I would have. Let me press the button now. You're out. No, I'm just kidding. Not gonna do it. Yeah, I mean, I was considering getting long. You see, I just drew this, you know, kind of dummy high to high trend line, but sometimes they work. Broke through it, kind of turned it into support there, but yeah, I need to work on that more. Just pay attention. Like I said, do you have your are your bars just the regular candlesticks? Or are you using the Rinko? I'm not sure. You just have it on the regular candlesticks. I'm gonna try to get my Ninja set up tonight using the Apex account. At least that's the plan. Use standard candles. Okay, good to know. That's what I was wondering earlier, because I was, you know, I was on another account. I was on a Apex account, and yeah, we didn't do well. Here, we'll show you. Actually, let's leave this one. We'll move this one over there so I can show you here. So we took an entry here. Obviously, you see I took drawdown, and then as soon as it started going back in my direction, I just took it off. No, this is the wrong account. Here we go. So yeah, I was trying my best, and then it's like every time I took an entry, I was just on the wrong side. So I got to work on it more. See here? I'm longing here, and it sold off. And then I tried to long here, and it sold off. And I'm probably taking way too big of size and having my stop probably way too big as well. And then I took a little small winner there. That was $100. And then I just watched this morning pretty much, you know, all these moves. I didn't hit the button at all. Took a long there, a little short winner. But really, I feel like I had too much size, and I had my stop quite a bit wide on these. And you can see the result. No bueno. So I kind of I thought this entry, I'm not quite sure why I did. This entry I thought was decent. I thought it was kind of curling back up there, but I guess maybe I should have got long at the 09 and might have been taking profit at 14 instead of, you know, that would have been 5 points. Yeah, I was going to go back after and kind of look, go through these trades and see what I did, what I could have done differently. But so yeah, we nuked this new account this morning. So, well, this is just that little 50K, one of the 50K challenge accounts, so it's not that big a deal. You know, they're $18 through the 6th of July. So I was being a little more aggressive with it as far as size and stuff. But I'm doing okay on the other accounts. I had a decent London session. I'm up 800 on this one and then 300 on my top step. So I'll jump back in there tomorrow with a fresh account, and we'll see if we can't, you know, try to get something figured out. Also, you know, it's kind of hard to listen and stream at the same time. You know, I just got to get better at doing that. Got to get better at it. Run through tonight, the Apex sale. I thought it was July 6th at midnight, but I could be wrong. Let me check. You might be right. So sell ends tomorrow night, 7/6 at midnight. So tomorrow, 7/6 Eastern. Tomorrow at midnight. I'll probably pile on. I really want to get 3 Apex accounts funded. I only got 1 right now, and I'm about halfway on this one. So I'll probably go ahead and buy 1 or 2 more and then go from there. Try to get a few funded accounts and then see if we can't spend those into some money. We'll see. If you guys haven't already, like the video for me, subscribe. We appreciate it. Helps the channel. See, like, this is what the stuff I struggle with here. Like, I mean, that's pretty clear long there. I can see that. But then when it's selling off, me trying to figure out, you know, like, where is it going to go, right? 38 maybe? Maybe we look for some bounces in that area. That's kind of what I'm struggling with there. I know it'll come with time. Just kind of messing with it more and more. We'll get better at it, but that's just kind of what I'm watching, trying to see, you know, like where these things bounce at and stuff like that. So yeah, bounced right there at the 40. Wow. Nice little bounce out of there. So, yeah, I'm trying my best not to mix the two strategies. You know, obviously, you know, I do the ICT stuff that you guys love. So, try not to mix the two strategies. I'm going to use one account for the current strategy and then mess around in a new account for that one until I can kind of get it figured out. Obviously, I know you guys are making money, so... But yeah, that's where we're at for today. Well, guys, I'm pretty hungry. Haven't ate anything yet today. Kind of was hungry when I sat down. I'm still hungry. So I may go ahead and call it a stream today. Again, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button for me. It helps. Like the video. I will be live tomorrow morning, 2:45 a.m. for the London session. And yeah, we'll be making a recap today, later on today, for today's trades, and kind of go from there. But appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you next time.